Oh my gosh, I just got it out of the garage and installed it. Alright guys, I think it's been about a week since I've picked up the camera. Had my son's birthday, so everything is out of the car now, so we could potentially take this for a drive. However, I'm going to do some more tuning on idle, and I'm nearly out of fuel again, so I'm going to log this startup and get into idle for 2 cycles, and then we might back it out and see how we go with the clutch adjustment, the TPS adjustment, or recalibration of the TPS. So before I start it up, I definitely have a lot more pages up here than last time I did the tune and whatnot, so we should get a better tune, idle tune. Alright, we're going to start logging. Cool. Good. Check engine, come on straight away. Oil pressure. We're at 100. I think we're right. I'm going to go to ignition because I've got the run time on there. Shouldn't been started for a while. Looks like I'm blowing some actual cobwebs out. Alright, I'm actually really happy with the idle. It's not much at all for fuel trims. See how long we've been going. 215 seconds. Right, so the only corrections now is idle control. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, so I did 300 seconds, so 5 minutes. So pretty decent warm up. So look at, we only got up to 60 coolant. So I didn't really get a full cycle, but pretty happy with how it was idling. Alright, so I added an extra row in my long-term fuel trim, 1125. Actually didn't have a few columns in vacuum as well, so we added them in. So now we've got more corrections available there, more fine corrections for idling. And do the same thing here, added in 1125, took out 10,000 because there's no way I'm revving this to 10,000. Put in 1125 so we can get a smoother idle, because you can see here towards the end, this is what we had with the air fuel ratio, but for the most of it, it was not the best. So it's moving between 2 cells now, really, because I've got the 1125 in there, so I should be able to smooth that out better now. Alright, I've been out here for probably about half an hour or so. I turned O2 control off and my idle is good without corrections, so it should be good. I'll turn that back on and we'll get out for a drive shortly, guys. But our idle's pretty good. It is a bit higher, but that's okay with the cams. And once we put it into gear, it'll drop down as well. Working on the idle tune again. So I've turned off O2 control. As you can see here, there's no target. So just going off the O2 sensor, it's hanging around these two cells, and I've just been going up and down until we hit our 9.5, our lambda 9.5, and we're pretty good, sitting at 11.5 to 1200. Happy with that. It's good. Alright, sitting here idling. We're at 82 now, which is good. 82 degrees for the coolant, and fuel tuning pretty close with no corrections. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the car off. I'm going to put O2 corrections on and transient throttle and see how we go. Alright, we now have transient throttle on and O2 control. Hopefully it's still good. Start her up. We are warm. Alright, we've got long-term fuel trims coming into effect. Isn't too far off. But you can tell it's not as stable as me doing it by myself. You can hear the RPMs going up and down. Oh my gosh, I just got it out of the garage and install it. It was a lot better. Still a bit of work. There's a lot of control going on. But we're getting there, boys. And unfortunately, the Forester has run out of reg again. So I've got to put rego on it, and then we can go for a drive. But we need to work on the black Forester. I've been neglecting it. Well, it seems to be running a lot better without the O2 control on. Alright guys, I'm turning O2 control back on. I have to work on the PID for the O2 control. So proportional gain, integral gain and derivative gain. It's too slow and it's causing it to go up and down and have not a steady idle. Because I can actually get this to idle really good without any O2 control. So I'm just got to work on that. So we're hanging around this cell here. So I'll get it started. I'm going to have to get it to warm up all the way to like 80 and then I'll start playing around with it. Great, look at that. We've got another firmware upgrade available. Updates pending. I'll head over to fuel tuning table. See, it's pretty close, which is great. Nearly forgot to also disable long-term fuel trims, so that's not playing around with me. The proportional gain, or the PID, is all short-term fuel trim stuff, so stuck into that. Alright, so on proportional gain, this cell that we're in is on 75. So I'll give it a bit of a blip. You can see here how long it takes to come back. Still trying to get back. Still going. It's pretty bad, isn't it? What's the bottom of this thing? There it is. Let's make this a bit smaller. Still going. It can't catch itself. Alright. Let's change this. Let's half it. Let's go 30. You can already hear it. Now give it another blip. It's better. Let's go down more. 25. Getting there. Let's go to 20. Blip. Pretty good. I think 25 was better. So this is seconds ago, so we can see how long it actually takes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not yet. Alright, let's try 22. Now let's go over to fuel tuning. Let's get rid of this. See how long it takes. It's pretty. Still hunting. There, we're back. Better. It's a lot better. I'm going to enable long-term fuel trims and see how we go. Alright boys, I think we might be ready to get it out on the road. Pretty happy with that. Alright guys, I think I'm ready to finally get it out on the road. Confident that it'll return to idle. Clutch is a lot better, so you get a decent amount of fuel into it. Need to put rego on it before I take it out on the road, and then we'll start tuning it properly. So guys, that's all I got for this episode. I'm going to be doing a few things with the SG and some fiberglass stuff before we get the Forester out onto the road. Thanks for watching guys, I'll catch you next time. Bye.